This is gonna be the most interesting celebrity whiskey that's out there, and I'm totally here for it. Hey everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bytes Whiskey Reviews with a gaming twist. Today we have such a crazy interesting product that as soon as I heard about it, I had to seek it out and try to get a sample to review. So huge shout out to the folks at Catoctin Creek who sent me a sample of Ragnarok Rye. This whiskey is made in collaboration with GWAR, which is a heavy metal band that is also from Virginia, just like Catoctin Creek. You may recognize them for the crazy awesome costumes. I honestly did not know much about the band. I had seen a couple of their performances, but the more and more I researched this, the more I fall in love with them. They seem like such a great group of guys, really like their unique style, and what better brand to collaborate with such a crazy, funky, awesome out there group than Catoctin Creek. I've actually had a couple folks from their distillery join me for a live stream in the past, and it was honestly one of the most fun I've ever had on a live stream. I'll post a link to it up there, definitely check it out, and I hope to have them back on again soon. So Ragnarok Rye comes in at 92 proof, 46% ABV, and MSRP is at $100. Now the first batch of this whiskey has already sold out, whether it's from fans of the band, fans of Catoctin Creek, or people that just thought it was a really damn cool bottle, because I really love it. But they are working on a second batch, so keep an eye out on their website and their social media channels for more updates on that and when it's going to hit your area. Let me read to you what they describe this whiskey as. Eons ago, the members of the intergalactic shock rock band known as GWAR descended on this world as passengers on a flaming comet that would bring about the destruction of most life on Earth. The mad scientists at Catoctin Creek conducted experiments on aging the blood of GWAR in barrels made from the different types of wood that was scorched by the comet's blast. They used the rarest of grains and watered their mash bill with the melted Antarctic ice to create a 92 strength whiskey. Members of GWAR then hurled the whiskey barrels into the orbit of the moon, causing contraction to take place as the barrels spun under the influence of the deathly coldness of space and the life-giving heat of the sun. The end result was Ragnarok Rye. Obviously that story may be just a little bit exaggerated, but we do know that they did finish this whiskey in sugar maple and cherrywood after its initial aging in the new white oak. So I'm excited to see what these different types of wood did for the whiskey. I don't think I've ever had a whiskey that's been aged in sugar maple or cherrywood, so really excited to try this one. Oh yeah, and like right on the nose, you can tell there is something otherworldly about this whiskey. It almost reminds me of like a Texas whiskey. There's a lot of oak on that whiskey. Now I'm wondering if maybe they aged this in smaller barrels, which sometimes kind of gives that exaggerated oak note. But man, that is a big, bold nose on this whiskey. Kind of like the band. I don't think subtlety is kind of GWAR's thing. It just doesn't kind of seem like them, does it? It almost is reminiscent of like a cedar chest, like an old cedar chest at your grandma's house or something like that. That's kind of what I'm getting on the nose of this one. Now that may be the cherry wood or the sugar maple. I'm not a wood expert as far as I know. So it's definitely giving me like really, really rich woody notes on this. The nose of this is really, really impressing me. So I'm excited to see how the palate holds up. Cheers, guys. Oh, wow. Interesting. Whoa, okay. So I would say it does drink a little hotter than the 92 proof, which y'all know is a good thing in my book. I think the character of that oak really, really makes this distinct. It is a Virginia style rye whiskey, as we've seen with other releases from Catoctin Creek. They use 100% local grain, so it's going to be a little bit different than the rye you're used to. But I think the way that the cherry wood and the sugar maple impact this is it gives it a sort of smokiness that goes along with the sweetness. I think it adds a more complex depth to it. I think it makes it a more well-rounded whiskey. Yeah, it's a pretty delicate flavor. I think it's not what you would expect from a rye whiskey. It's got a lot more like subtle, like honey kind of note as well. The sweetness, it knows more like maple, but I think on the taste it's more of like a honey sweetness, but it combined with some smokiness from the oak. This is another solid release from Catoctin Creek. Now in this situation, being someone that is not necessarily a fan of GWAR, even though I actually kind of dig it, so I do need to check out more about the band, but this is such a fun collaboration, and whether you like the band or not, I can't deny this is a really good release. So do I recommend it for the $99, $100 they're asking for it? I think for the bottle alone, it's a really, really cool bottle. It is a limited release. Now, if you're someone that, doesn't care about the band or the bottle doesn't really impress you, maybe skip out on this one, but I think as a limited edition release, it's not that bad of a price. It's a really cool bottle, and it's definitely a conversation starter. But overall, this is a hitter from Catoctin Creek. Again, thank you so much for sending me the sample to review. Let me know if you guys get a chance to try it, especially if you have batch 1 and you get batch 2, are they the same? Are they a little bit different? Let me know in the comments below, but until next time, this has been Bourbon Bytes. Cheers, and I'll see you guys next video.